talking to the bad guy. Yeah, chico. Yeah, chico. You're talking to the bad guy. Toothpick in your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, yo. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?
What's going on, everybody, man? This is Bob on SMACM World, man. I got a very special guest. Introduce yourself for me, man.
I'm Dale Brown.
Man, one of the best players that ever do it, man. This is what we do on here. We give everybody their flowers, man, on SMACM World. Shout out to my boy Bingo, man. We out here in this beautiful place in Pascagoula, man, at the golf course, at the country club. But what we do, man, Dale, man, we give everybody their flowers, man. Appreciate what you do for the culture of basketball and the coach. Just start off with there. You always came back home and gave back, man. You've been one of the best players, played professionally, played at a big level in college. You know, you coached college and high school, man. You just always give it back, man. Just talking to you off camera, man. I really see you a humble guy, man. I never really got to sit down and talk to you. Shahid's one of my big bros, man. He always talk about you, man. And I just it was one particular thing y'all was talking on his page about you, Mahmoud, and Shahid was just talking about the X's and O's of the game. And I said, man, I can't wait to sit down with him, man. Dale Brown, one of the GOATs, man. You got it, man. We just got to have you. We try to get all the old school players, man. You know, I ain't trying to make you feel old and nothing like that, but I love historical players, man, that paved the way for other guys, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, man, look, we're here at this special occasion for the 88 Pascagoula basketball team. Won South State, went deep in the playoffs, man. Fell just short, you know, but, man, kind of talk about that year, man. That was a very special year. Y'all had 5 players that played Division I ball. Talk about your journey, man. Talk about what it was to play for that team,
man. It was rough at Pascagoula High, you know, but I was a disciplined kid. My mom disciplined the whole household, taught us to respect everybody, you know, regardless of race. So I had one of these coaches named Coach David Lipscomb, and he wasn't too fond of my game, man. And I was one of the best guards we had when I was a sophomore. He would not give me an opportunity to play on the varsity, man. I was playing JV, I dressed varsity, but I was better than all the guards we had, but he just wouldn't give me an opportunity. He thought I was too fancy. He didn't like the way I dribbled between my legs, behind my back. He said that wasn't basketball. And I'd say something, not to disrespect him, I'd say something like, Coach, man, what you think Chris Jackson doing up the road, man? Yeah. When he embarrassing us and all these other people. He said, yeah, Chris Jackson ain't turning the ball over either. I said, Coach, I don't turn it over either. You won't give me an opportunity. How you know if I'm turning it over if you won't give me an opportunity? But, man, it was rough. He didn't play me. I was dressing like I was telling you earlier, man, but never got to touch the floor. Maybe a minute or so a game when it was a blowout until my senior year. I just stayed disciplined.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, man, I stayed disciplined. My sophomore, my junior year, I was JV. I dressed varsity, that's it. And sat at the end of the bench. Never touched the floor, man. A couple games I might have got in 1 or 2 minutes. But I didn't go off on him. I kept my head, yes sir, no sir, disrespectful to him.
Man, that's
the crowd would be yelling, we won't deal. They knew what I could do. He just wouldn't give me an opportunity, man. And he had a couple guards in front of me that I'm not hating on my guys or nothing, but they just were college potential.
Right.
And he still had them in front of me. But I knew my senior year I was going to get an opportunity. So I kept my head, man, and going into that summer before my senior year, I just worked out a lot, went to the beach, put the combat boots on, running the sand, trying to get my legs strong, just improving my game and my conditioning, you know, strength and conditioning. And I was just going to make sure once I got my opportunity, I was ready. You got to prepare yourself, man. When in a situation like that, you don't even know when he's going to call you, and when he calls you, you got to be ready. You can't not be in shape to hamper your chance. So I got that opportunity my senior year, and I started, man, and I tore it up, man. We had a starting 5 that was unbelievable. I had a 6'10" center and Antonio Harvey. Great, run the floor like a deer, block shots like crazy. Amazing slam dunks. He caught everything off the rim. Elbert Rogers was my power forward, man, went to UAB. Antonio Harvey went to Southern Illinois, matter of fact. Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. Then Elbert Rogers, the 6'6", 6'7" power forward we had, he went to UAB, Alabama, Birmingham. He had a lot of talent, man. Post moves, up and under, jump hook. He had the game, man. Right. Polished in high school, man. And I was kind of disappointed in him signing with UAB because he had Arkansas and all kinds of other big schools. He'll tell you when you talk to him. Yeah. Man, he had all kinds of offers, but he felt comfortable going to UAB, felt he could come in and contribute right away, and that's who he signed with. Our point guard was Isaac Brown, really good floor leader. 6'3", man, he was 6'3" at the time. So 6'3", 6'6", Fred Williams, small forward. Went to Louisiana College. He was a D1 player as well. He had D1 offers, but he signed with Louisiana College because they had his field of study that he was interested in. And he was more of an academic guy. He just played basketball just because we played when we were boys. But man, that was an awesome team. Everybody averaged double figures. I want to say it was 10, 10, 12, 15, and 16. Me being the leading scorer was 16 a game, but balanced throughout the 5. Then we had a couple guys off the bench, 6'8", 6'6". Man, we were so big. My bull used to always say, "Man, y'all got a college lineup."
Man. That's crazy. The length y'all had on there, the size and speed and athleticism. I remember watching, like, you know, I'm a historian, like I told you. Like, I would go back and look at old WLOX shots. I mean, I was just as good as McBool them and those good 14s, and Biloxi was good. All of it was deep back then, man. I call it the golden era of basketball, man, because the whole coast could hoop. Moss Point, man, they had their Patero, man, and he was signed with Georgia back in the day. So, man, it was all Americans all across the coast, and we really just like to shine that light and highlight and let everybody know, bridging the gap, like my boy Bingo say, bridge the gap between those youngsters and let them know, man, Dale Brown was a baller. He was a hooper. And that's why, like, this really mean a lot to me, because, you know, you taking the time out of your day, man. I know you got somewhere to go, but you taking the time out of your day to kind of show your journey, what it was and what it really took.
Let me share this with you right here. That high school senior year, 88, man, was special for me. Like I told you earlier, I was programming myself to be ready, man, and I was just ready to go, man. So everybody that I played against that year got an opportunity to play against the top players in the state. And I played against Hollywood Robinson and Murrah and Lindsey Hunter. And we played them for South State, man, and I went in there and they already had a name for themselves, and man, I knew that was my opportunity. Popcorn I smelled in that arena, man, I can smell it right now, man. Walked in that arena and I saw them two warming up, and everybody from Jackson State, the majority crowd was Jackson people. And man, I'm talking about every time they shoot a jump in the warm-ups, everybody said, "Woo!"
Yeah, that was the thing, man.
Wow, they love these two guys. I was freaking out on that. I was like, I gotta destroy my guy this year. They don't know nothing about me. I didn't get the opportunity. Younger guy, 10th, 11th grade to play, so they don't know nothing about Dale Brown, so I gotta show them right now. It's my chance. Man, I get out there, and I've always been big on allowing the game to come to me. Don't go out there and force the action. Just run the offense, you know, and pick and choose when you get your looks.
Play your own speed.
And I went out there, man, and I scored 36 points in the game. Led all scores. We beat them in the South State. I held James Robinson to 21. He was averaging like 34, 35.
He went to Alabama.
Yeah, I locked him up, man. We ended up winning South State, man. Then we played Gulfport in the semifinals. I had a game high against Magoo. They had 28 that game. I was tearing them up, man. But Magoo was like, we played tight defense on him. I can't say we locked him up. He had a lot of stuff that went in and out, you know, but never seen a talent like that dude on the high school level, man. I mean, he was the type that could get you with the through the leg cross to the right and get the same separation 3 times in a row. It was so lightning quick, man. We double teamed him. We ran it, run and jump. I mean, we tried a lot of jump defenses against him, man. You just couldn't, you can slow him down a little bit, man. But that game, he happened to have the flu, they said. He finished with 14, but he hit all the big shots that they needed at the end. He had 2 big threes at the end. I think I hit a 3 and put us up 2. Then he came back and hit a big 3, almost half court, like 2-step off half court, let it go. And put them back up, and they ended up beating us with a tip-in. You know, the
CC
Tillman tip-in at the end. We didn't box out. But, man, just going through that season and the stuff I was able to accomplish in 1 year, man, getting an opportunity to play, I was so proud of myself. But my high school coach was just hating on me to all the recruiters, telling them I wasn't a college player, wasn't, you know, D1 material. Yeah, that's what he was telling them. And I ended up signing with Mississippi Valley State, man. I got to Mississippi Valley State. Y'all gonna freak out on that story, man. I get to Mississippi Valley, man. I'm up there. Boo Hardy from Gulfport was up there. Reggie Robinson was up there from Gulfport. Yep. And we had the big boy from Moss Point. We had the big boy from Moss Point play with Laterra named Chaquan White. About 6'6", 6'7", power forward. But I got up there, man, and I was working out, and I don't know what got into me. I guess it was God, man, because I just came to a moment and said, man, I'm better than this. I don't want to play here. So I went to coach one day, man, and said, Coach, man, you're going to hate me when I say this, but, man, I need you to redshirt me. I'm not ready right now. And Coach like, what do you mean? You my #1 recruit. What do you mean you're not ready? I said, Coach, I got a back catch in my back, man. I don't know what's wrong. I need to go to the doctor and let them check it out, man. And I've been working out and I can't move like I'm supposed to, man. I was just making up something. And he fell for it. Lafayette Stribling. That was the coach.
Hey, that's Strib. I think them Strib people, man. I think I came from the Strib people, man.
Coach Strib, man. Coach got pissed at me, man, but he allowed me to go home. And when I went home, man, I transferred to Mississippi Gulf Coast Junior College. So I went to Gulf Coast Junior College, man, and Gulf Coast, Bob Weathers, man, God bless the dead, man. Rest in peace, Coach. Man, he revived my career, man. Coach had a D1 transfer. I called Coach. I said, Coach, man, I want to transfer. I made a mistake. You know, can I come play with you? Yes, of course. He told me to pass 24 hours and have a 2.0. I said, Coach, I got 30 hours and a 3.0. I'm ready, man. So, like I told you, I gotta prepare yourself when you're trying to make a move, man. You don't just pray to God about something, don't do your part. You gotta take care of your part and he'll take care of the rest. So my grades was right and I transferred to Gulf Coast, man. My first year, I averaged 25 a game. I led the state in scoring. And I had the summer before my sophomore year, I had all these schools coming in: Florida State, Florida, Wake Forest, Tennessee, Virginia, South Florida. Oh man, I was like, wow, man, they're coming to see me. I just couldn't believe it, man, because like I said, I wouldn't get to play in high school. I ain't never think I'd get an opportunity like this. And this was going into I hadn't even played my sophomore year, man. That's the end of my freshman year. So I'm first team All-State, All-Region, and the polls came out before the season started. I was first team All-American preseason and preseason National Player of the Year. Top 4, there's 4 of us, and I was one of the guys. I was like, wow, man, I'm getting it done. I was so happy, and then I worked hard on my game. Hit the weights harder, started running more on the beach harder, because I knew I was getting there and I didn't want to coast. Embrace success, I wanted to keep pushing. So, man, that sophomore year, going into my sophomore year, I signed during the early signing period. Coach Pitino had just left the New York Knicks, and he took the job at Kentucky. And I saw a coach coming to our practice one day, and he was a black guy. And I was like, man, what's this dude, man, with a UK on his shirt? I didn't know UK was Kentucky at the time. You know, and it was Tubby Smith. He was the recruiting assistant coach for Pitino. And Tubby came in that building, man, and I was shooting that thing from half court, man. I was defending, dunking like crazy, showed him my athleticism, and you know, and he got me to the side and said, man, we like to sign you right now. Coach gonna go off my word, man. He said, let's call Coach on the phone. And man, I was so happy, man. You getting ready to call Rick Pitino, and I'm getting to talk to Pitino. So he called Coach Pitino and said, Coach, this is our guy, man. I know we're recruiting. At the time, they was recruiting the 4 best high school guards in America. Donald Williams played at Carolina. Rick Bronson played at Temple. Jimmy King at Michigan. Kentucky was recruiting all of them. And Tubby came to watch me play. He said, no, man, this dude right here is who we need. That's what he told Rick on the phone in front of me. So Coach said, can you come on a visit there? And I was like, yeah, Coach, of course. Y'all tell me when. I was hyped, man. So they set the visit up, and I went down there on the visit, and when I got there, man, oh, man, I got to meet Kenny Walker, Rex Chapman, Sam Bowie, all the former greats. And they embraced me and told me about Kentucky basketball. I went to see Rupp Arena, 24,000 people. I don't care who you play, man, you're getting 24 plus. Yes, and every game you play is on national TV. Unbelievable exposure, man. I like to call Kentucky basketball the Roman Empire of college basketball. I'm talking about, man, them folks, you don't understand. Guys, I mean, like 3 weeks before the first day of practice, they call Midnight Madness.
Crazy.
Man, you got people camping out in tents and sleeping bags outside the arena because first come, first serve. When they open the doors up, it's free for you to come in and watch practice for Midnight Madness. But man, they there 3 weeks before it started. It's winter, snowing, ice everywhere, but them people in tents, RVs parked everywhere. Then when you come out of your dorm to go to class, you signing autographs. I don't care if you're the last man on the bench and don't play. You sign an autograph like you're a star, man. I mean, nothing like Kentucky basketball, man. And I mean, it was just unbelievable, man. And when I signed with them, man, and got down there, I had to sign. When I got down there, how they embraced me, and it's like I knew all the guys, and he told me he wanted me to start and give him 18 a game. Because we had lost a shooting guard named Derek Miller. Shooting guard about 6'5". Mark Moore loved him too. But he wanted me to replace Derek. He signed me over all those high school guys I was telling you about. Jimmy King didn't like it. He said, if we ever play Kentucky, we're going to beat y'all. Just like that. But make a long story short, when I got there, a lot of success the first year. I was SEC Newcomer of the Year. Me and Shaq was co-defensive player of the year. I'm like, man, I ain't got over him. And the thing about it, we had Billy Donovan as an assistant coach. The Bulls coach, Billy Donovan.
Wait a minute.
Was my assistant.
He was on,
Check this out. Billy Donovan.
I didn't know he was on the
Tubby Smith was my assistant. And a guy named Herb Sendek that was at Arizona State and NC State. So I had all 4 of those guys, man, just as good as coach.
Yeah, they all head coaches.
And Billy Donovan was a point guard at Providence. I don't know if y'all remember, but
I can't remember. That
was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. He was killing them great Georgetown teams back in the day. But man, he taught me more with the handle, with individual instruction. When I got to Kentucky, this is the thing that they do a lot of people didn't do. They have what they call individual instruction, where you come in every morning, you get up 200 shots, you work on free throws, ball handling moves, one-on-one, you get 3 dribbles. That's all you get.
That's a real one.
Yeah, teaching you how to play at the next level. Everything Pitino taught was of the next level, preparing you for the league. And I loved that, man. I was like, wow, man, my jump already wet. It's going to be super wet. I'm getting all these shots up every morning, man. Absolutely. And then we practice in the evening.
That's 1,400 shots a week.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was crazy, man. And the success I had the first year with, we ended up going to the Final 8 that year. We lose to Duke in what they call the greatest college basketball game of all time.
Oh, wow.
Leitner threw the ball. It was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We was in the Spectrum. But Dr. J did his thing at, man. You know, I was freaking out going up in there like, man, I'm in the Spectrum, man. Barkley, Doc, all them played in here. Yeah. So got in that building, man. The night before, we had gone to a seafood restaurant, man, and I had got some food poisoning. I ate some bad food and didn't start because I was sick as a dog. I didn't think I was going to get to play, but Coach Pitino, he, like I said earlier, everything he does is of the NBA. He was like, told the trainer, Dale's going to play. He's dressing out. You know, he'll be all right. So he made me dress out, man. I couldn't hold my head up. I was so dizzy, throwing up, you know, and before the game started, I was just dizzy. The throwing up went away. And, man, I sat on that bench for probably the first 12 minutes, and they were so big and strong and fast. Duke was, Thomas Hill, Grant Hill, Antonio Lane, Cherokee Parks, these 7-foot guys, man. Yeah, man, Leitner. I mean, they were so athletic. Brad Davis. I mean, Brian Davis, my bad. But, man, they was, all of them were super athletic. Dunked the basketball. It looked like the Lakers to us. That's what we thought. They were so athletic. But we knew our style of play. It's hard for a team to play against us for 40 minutes playing our style of play. Run, press, and shoot. That's what Pitino called our style of play. And we knew fatigue would set in because we was relentless. We gonna press. We knew we was in better shape than everybody in the country. And we just went out there and pressed them the whole game, man. And they had 31 turnovers in the game. And we just turned them over and gave ourselves opportunity. And we made all shots. We jumped out on them early lead. And we didn't get a good whistle in the first half. We didn't shoot 1 free throw in the first half, and they shot 12. And wouldn't let us touch Leitner. And They had 4 guys, because I remember myself telling the ref, like, ref, we got 4 dudes with 4 fouls, man. They ain't got no, but look at their stat sheet. I mean, they foul. Look on the board up there, man. I'm telling the ref during the game, and he ain't trying to hear me, though. But, yeah, man, we got a bad whistle that game, and I got to play in the second half I played in the first half, skipped something. The first half I came in at, like I said, the first 12 minutes went by, I came in with like an 8-minute mark, I want to say. And then I kicked the ball off my foot out of bounds, dribbled off my foot, shot an air ball, and coach subbed me out and said, Dale, calm down. I need you, man. Calm down. That's okay, coach. He didn't let me play no more the first half. The second half, I go in, man. And I don't know what got into me, man, but I scored 18 points in the second half, and I locked Grant Hill up. He had 11 in that game, and I was like, man, I'm a great defender. I'm locking Grant Hill up. I was freaking out on myself, man, how well I played defensively. And they ended up beating us on the late-night shot, man, and I just couldn't believe it because we played so hard. And then I look back on my career at Pascagoula High. We lose to Chris Jackson in the semifinal with CC tipping that ball in at the end. Then I go to junior college at Gulf Coast, win the national tournament in Kansas. I lose on the last second shot, playing for second place. Same deal, last second shot. Then I go to Kentucky and Leighton hit that shot. I'm like, Lord, when am I going to have some good luck at the end of games? But that summer, man, after we lost to them, I just went and worked hard again like I had been doing. I knew my senior year I had to make it count. Absolutely. Because Mom has 7 kids, man, and raised us on the elementary school teacher salary, man. Back then, my mom probably was making $14,000, $15,000 a year, man, in the 80s. And she had all those kids. My dad had left us, and it was just pitiful, man, the way what she had to do to raise us. And I was like, man, I got to make it to the league. I got to give Mama a better life, man. She was sacrificed, especially for me being the baby.
You the baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I just had to make it, man. And that's going into my senior year. I mean, it was great. I worked, and Jamal told me, he said, Dale, you're a pro, man. You just got to take your time. Don't put no added pressure on yourself, man. Let's go out there and play just like we played last year, man. Let's play harder. That's it. You know, let the game come to you. He was a great guy, Jamal Mashburn was. We still stay in touch today, man. Awesome, man, the way he helped me through that year. And we had a great year going back to the Final Four. I was SEC Defensive Player of the Year again, 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year. All SEC. And basically, man, went to the Final Four, ran through the NCAA tournament, man. Our average margin of victory was like 30 points a game all the way to the Final Four. From the SEC tournament championship to the Final Four, our average margin of victory was 30 points. We played Rodney Rogers and the Wake Forest, Randolph Childress and them. I locked him up, man. He was coming averaging 25 a game. He finished like 18 Randolph, but he had like 11 free throws. Played Sam Cassell in the Elite 8. Beat them 30, and they was like 5th in the country. And man, that was an awesome team. Him, Charlie Ward, Bob Sura. Florida State was good. Florida State had Bob Sura, Sam Cassell, Charlie Ward, Doug Edwards. Those 4 NBA players right there, man, that played a long time in the league. Yeah, they did. But that's what amazed me about Patino, man. We playing all these groups. Alabama, Latrell Sprewell, Robert Ory, Jason Caffey, Hollywood Robinson. Man, we beat them 30. The style of play Patino brought to college basketball, man, was just unbelievable. And when you conditioning in the summer at Kentucky, preparing for your season, man, you be like, wow, man, you run more than the cross-country team, man. I mean, it was just crazy how we had to get in shape. But you thinking he's torturing you and punishing you, but when you out there in the first half of that game and you pressing and pressing and you're not even tired, and you see your opposition pulling on their shorts and gasping for air, and he always would say, if he caught somebody pulling on your short, Dale, what are you doing? That's an LSU player. We don't do that in Kentucky. You know, I mean, he was just Rick always had some little slick comments like that. But he'll put you on the treadmill if he see you doing that. Put Dale on the treadmill. He's in there pulling on his shorts. He's not in shape. You know, with that Italian accent, man.
I heard like a lot of Kentucky players. I guess that tradition still is there. Like, if you do something, they'll make you get on the treadmill until, like...
Quick. Cal do the same. He's Italian. He's Italian, too.
Like, put him on the treadmill. And he said, what's my guy name? He played for Miami, the big tall guy. Was it, I can't think of his name. Bam said, Coach Cal would lead the treadmill just running while practice going on.
Oh, yeah, because he knows somebody cutting into it soon. Yeah.
So that's true. That's true. That's crazy.
Man, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
How he ran you, man. They had to get it out you, man. Cal was my junior Olympic coach right before the NBA draft. I went over there 17 days in Europe with him and worked with him. So when he got the job at Kentucky, I was happy because I already knew him.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. So, man, you had a stellar career at Gulf Coast, which is my alma mater as well. Then you go to Kentucky and just kill it, you know.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I led the nation in scoring my last year at Gulf Coast with 30.
So you went 25 to 30.
30, my last year.
All-American, man.
29.9, National Player of the Year, first team All-American, got all the accolades, man. Had like 200 choices, man, to go to school, and I chose Kentucky because,
like
I said, Patino, ex-NBA coach, I knew he knew what it took for me to get to that next level. So it was a no-brainer. I was going there. They play every game on national TV. I'm going to get unbelievable exposure.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm a starter. I'm going in here to start. I got 2 years, and I ain't got no 2 years to go in here and sit. I got 2 years to go in here and play. I got to play, so I got to prepare myself to be ready to play.
I got a question. Do you regret not staying at Valley?
No, that was the biggest move, best move I ever made in my life, man. I mean, no knock against the HBCU, man, because I coached at a few of them. But Valley, it would have been good that Valley had Alfonso Ford, man. We would have worked well together. We probably would have won the SWAC all the years, or 2 or 3 of the years that we would have been there if I'd have played there. Because he was a big-time scorer, too. Al was. Big guard, athletic. Y'all heard Alfonso Ford? But one of the top scorers in the country his whole career at Valley. But yeah, Al wanted me to stay and play with him, man. But man, I saw Latero playing when I was at Valley that year, my freshman year at Valley. I saw Latero playing. You know how you go in the dorm and turn the TV on ESPN and you see
one of your fellow teammates.
I saw Latero playing my group, Georgia and LSU, and they going at it. I'm like, man, I'm just as good as them. Every time I play Latero led the state in scoring with 39. My group only averaged 30 his senior year because he only played 3 quarters. He didn't play full games until they played us or Murrah, because they blew everybody else out. Biloxi, maybe he'll play a full game, but he averaged 30 in 3 quarters. But man, it was crazy, man. Back then, I mean, the competition that was in the state, man, everywhere you go. But every time we played Mossborn, I always outplayed Latero, you know, and held him down to his points. He didn't get his 39 points a game. That's what made it easy to transition playing against him at Georgia, because I knew what I was able to do against him in high school, and I knew he was the type of player that would come out and force the action and try to get his right away. But I wasn't like that. I'm gonna let the game come to me. I'm gonna go with the flow, get everybody else involved, and you know you're not going to get yours, you know. But playing against him at Georgia, like I said, I had a perfect game, 18 points, 7 for 7 from the field, 4 for 4 from the 3. Me and Cal Macy are the only 2 people at the University of Kentucky history that have perfect games. And I did it against Latero, got BP player of the game. Man, I was feeling so good because I knew everybody at home had watched it. Prior to me coming onto the court in Athens, the first time I played against him was at Georgia. It wasn't at UK, man. And I came through that tunnel, it was hot, steamy arena, sweating. Man, it was so like it. Oh man, I couldn't describe it to you. It was so hot in that place. And his brothers met me at the tunnel. Like, man, Latero gonna bust your, behind, man. I was like, I dapped them up. They're my homeboys anyway, even though y'all hating on me. So I went on out to the court and warmed up and got ready, man. And when the game came, I remembered everything they said. And so happened, man, everything I threw up, I was shooting threes so deep, man. Like, wow, he didn't even know I was about to pull. They were so deep.
That's crazy.
You know, but just I was ready that game, and we won them. We beat them by 15 that game. Then the second time I played against Latero at Kentucky, he had just came off a 36-point night against UCLA in Pauley Pavilion. So they came to Rep Arena. He needed 17 points to be Georgia's all-time leading scorer. He got 11 points that game. So you can Google all this. I ain't just making it up.
No, we believe you. You solid. You stamped, man.
He got 11 points that game on like a 3 of 17 shooting afternoon. I face guarded him. I bumped him. I played him physical the whole game and just wore him down.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't hit nothing. He was off.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, and week 1, I got player of the game that game. 2 times in a row I played against him.
Yeah.
Then Hollywood Robinson, I go down there and play against him. My other Mississippi guy that was highly touted and got more, you know, props than me.
Yeah.
So I gave him 36 in high school, like I told you. And then I remember that when I played, I said, man, I killed these dudes in high school. Well, I'm gonna be coming here thinking he better than me for now.
Did they chip on his shoulder?
Yeah, I know he been in the SEC already, but man, I remember. You remember when I did to him in high school? So when that ball went up, like I said, them popcorn was popping, man. Man, it's a different ball game for me, man. You know, and I went out there and he had all them dudes, like I said, Robert Ory and Spreewell was a JUCO guy like me. Yeah. So I remember Spree from JUCO, but I guarded Hollywood, man. Locked him up. He had like 14 in the first half. Yeah. Had Travis Ford, the little guy, guarding him on my squad. Yeah. Travis couldn't handle him. They had me on Spree the first half. Yeah. So they put Pelfrey on Spree the second half and put me on Hollywood. He had 2 free throws in the final period, finished with 16. 2 points in the whole second half. I got BP player of the game down there. Yeah. Man, I was just doing it. All the big time guards that they had rated above me, I was playing so well against them. Then we go to Tennessee, you got Allen Houston. 6'6", 6'7", small forward, silky smooth. You know, it wasn't a night off in the SEC, man. You know, South Carolina had a 6'6" Jamie Watson. Auburn had 6'8" Wesley Person. Arkansas had 6'7" Todd Day. These 2 guards, man. Yeah. Big guys, man. Big guards. Yeah. But it was tough, man, and I held up. And tell y'all this right here, I end up separating my shoulder in the Final Four. Finished with 16 points in the Final Four. In the last 6 minutes, I dove for a loose ball to save, and I collided into a press table, man, and hit a pole and separated my shoulder. And that was it, man. And I went out, and my draft status went down. Nobody wanted to take a chance. You know, they say he's damaged goods now. You know, so I had to go to all these training camps. Like Sacramento was the one I chose to go to first, and man, I just went there and I worked out, man, and played well, and they signed me early because I had locked Mitch Richmond up for a whole week in practice. Talking to Mitch. Mitch kind of tucked me on his arm, on his wing, man. He was like, man, D, one thing I can say about you, man, I watched you in college, and this freaked me out, man, hearing this from Mitch Richmond. Man, this dude used to watch me in college. He said, man, look, man, I watched you in college, you and Mashburn, y'all lost my money in the Final Four when y'all lost to Michigan. He said, but make a long story short, you know, I like your game, you know, just listen to the coaching staff and everything, and you'll be in this league a long time. He was just trying to encourage me, tuck me to eat every day, you know, let me keep my little per diem in my pocket, and called me a rook, though. I used to hate Spud Webb, you know, rook. Every time they say, what's up, rook? What's up, rook? You know, you hate that when you're in the league the first year. But same day I signed the contract, man, my mom got killed in Goshen, got hit from behind in the car accident. The same night I had signed the 1-year contract, man, and the happiest day of your life became the worst day. So, make a long story short, man, I wanted to walk out of training camp to come home here to the funeral just to bury my mama, but they didn't want me to do that. So, they told me, the general manager told me the exact words. His name was Jerry Reynolds. He's like, Dale, your mother is dead now. Nothing you can do for her. He said, if you leave training camp, we're going to release you. You know? And I was like, wow, you kidding me? I can't go to my mama's funeral, but wouldn't let me go, man. And I walked out anyway, crying. Coach Patino called me on the phone and told me to go home. He'll take care of it. So I went home, man, came back here, buried my mom, and they cut me, paid me the whole 1-year contract, and just got me up out of there, man. And I was sick, man, you know, because of what happened. But
man, you didn't do nothing wrong either. I want to say that. I mean, you know, we can't control the time over here. That's one of the reasons why I started the show, because people journey, we didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just know Dale Brown, a great basketball player. I didn't know what it took for you to get to that point to where you are now. So
tough, man. Maurice right behind you right there played with me in junior college too, man. He played in Pascagoula with us too. He was younger, man. He had a great career too. He played overseas about 20 years. 15,
They say 15. Somebody told me 20, but he told me 15 years. 15 years. Yeah, man. So, man, I wish I could keep you longer. I know you was a coach. Well, you know, I know you got somewhere to go,
the
man.
coaching just started in like with Richard Williams, I told you, with the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bandits, the D League.
Yeah.
And I did that for 2 years. Me and Laterra had a team in Atlanta, Peachtree City, and we won the league 1 year. And when we won the championship that year, I came on and started coaching at Moss Point High. Left Moss Point High after 1 year and went to Dillard University in New Orleans. I was there for about 4 years at Dillard. And I left Dillard and I took the job at Meridian Junior College. And man, it was crazy because the people were so good to me at Meridian Junior College, and I took that job, and 2 days later, Clark Atlanta called me, the president called me. I had been pursuing the job and turned my resume in, had interviewed there, but I had never heard anything back from them. So I was like, man, I'm going to go ahead and take this job at Meridian because they gave me more money than Dillard, what they gave me. So I went to Meridian and took that job. Then I get the call from Clark Atlanta. Dr. Brown was like, Coach, man, we want to offer you the position. And I was like, what? And the first thing came to mind was, man, what do I tell these people at Meridian that was so good to me and gave me this opportunity? So one of the athletic director, he was one of these dudes where he follows sports all the time. He go to Hoop Dirt and Hoop Hype and hear all the stories on what's going on with college basketball and coaching changes. And he saw the buzz where Clark Atlanta's gonna hire Dale Brown. And he came to my office the second day I'm there now, man. And so that was the third day. He said, Coach, what's going on today? And I was here I am in the office trying to figure out how I'm gonna tell him. I'm just about to go to his office. He come in my office. And I said, Coach, I'm just chilling, man, you know. Good morning to you, man. He's like, you got something you want to share with me? And I was like, what do you mean? He said, man, come on. Good job, man. You deserve it, man. He said, I know you're going to Clark Atlanta. He says, all over the Hoop Hype. And I was like, Hoop Hype? I had never heard of the website.
That's where they release all like the scoops.
And he said, if Mississippi State come in here right now and offer me the AD's position, I'm going to Mississippi State, man. It's all about moving up in this game.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm not mad at you. I'm going to talk to the president. Have you already accepted the position? I said, yes, sir. Ashamed to tell him, man. Felt like I backstabbed. Like, man, don't feel bad.
That's the game.
But he was cool. He was a cool AD. And then when I went to Clark Atlanta for those 4 years, it was tough, man, at the HBCUs. Like at Dillard, for example, I'd play games against all these big-time schools. I'd go to Kentucky. Man, I took Dillard to Rupp Arena, man.
That's crazy.
To play against Kentucky, man, and Rupp, man. They had Darius Miller. They had Brandon Knight. They had Terrence Jones.
That's when they were deep.
They went to the Final Four. They had Deron Lamb, their Final Four team. But HBCU Dillard, we go to Kentucky and play. I took him to Arkansas because one of my former teammates' name was John Pelfrey. He was the head coach at Arkansas. Then my best friend, my childhood, Isaac Brown, he at Wichita State now, he was the assistant with Pelfrey at Arkansas. So I went to play Oklahoma State. My roommate, Travis Ford, my backcourt mate. So he gave me the opportunity to bring him to, and the NAIA coaches were freaking out, like, man, how can Dale play all these D1 schools like this? See, they played, like, for example, what's the school in Xavier University in Louisiana, right next to Dillard. Xavier would play like University of New Orleans, Tulane, you know, the lower Division I schools. And here I am playing against the big high majors. But I just knew the coaches, man. I knew, you know, and I knew what it was going to do for them kids' morale, man. Going up there playing against them big-time guys that's going to be in the league and going to the Gallagher Iba Arena and the Bud Walton Arena and Rupp Arena. And, man, that was an awesome experience for me. How y'all think I feel as a coach? Going back to Rupp Arena as a coach and used to play in that building. You look up there and you see the Final Four banner, 93 banner up there. You done help hang up in there, man. I was like, wow, thank you,
surreal moment,
man.
Surreal moment.
I just wanted to get on my knees and thank God, man. Just rejoice, man. It was awesome. It was special for me, man. And getting them guys in the limelight like that, man. You know, just to see how they call the lineups out in Kentucky, man. Them kids was freaking out like, wow. They shoot the big cannon in the building and loud noise, man. My kids love that, man. To this day, them dudes call me, Coach, you all right, man? Appreciate the experiences, man, you know.
That's what it's about. That's the most rewarding part about being a coach, man. When you get them kids to call back and appreciate for the opportunity you gave them, man. That experience, they'll never forget about playing at Rupp Arena, man, or Oklahoma State, man. Man, you can't, put a price on that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. So
then I go to Clark, Atlanta, man, and play Georgia Tech, and Paul Hewitt, remember the black coach Georgia Tech had? I almost beat them. He had Iman Shumpert. He had Glenn Rice the third.
Yep.
Man, we went on there and lost to him by 1 point at the buzzer. They called a foul at the end that wasn't no foul, and Shump shot 2 free throws and made both of them and beat us 1. He lost his job, man, losing to me, and I ain't had myself nothing, man.
Man, that would have been crazy. That would have made the opportunity for you, though.
But the thing about the HBCU experience, guys, it was awesome coaching at those schools, helping them young brothers, man, that's coming out the hood, that everybody that wrote off. And here I am, I could relate to them, and came up poor myself, and single parent home, no dad, and I was able to talk to them. I get them young brothers in my office, man, look here, man, this is where Coach Brown came from. I share my story with them like I'm telling y'all. Man, you can do this, man. All these people out here don't even believe in you, man. You gonna shock all of them if you just do what I tell you to do. I can talk to your teachers, take your butt to class, man. If you don't, I'm kicking you off anyway. And man, you'll be amazed how many kids out and graduated just with those talks, man. And a lot of them guys ain't really had nobody to talk to them, or listen to them.
Get your ass inside.
So they interviewing.
That's raw though. Look at it.
But yeah, man, that was. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying.
I usually graduating kids, man. Just helping them get to that next level. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. I played at Tuskegee, so I know a little bit more about Clark, man. I know about the SIAC, yes sir. Yeah, I got me 2 conference championship over there, but man, football. Oh man, I gave it to my dad. I gave my ring to my dad. So yeah, so it's good. The HBCU experience, man. I do remember you coaching at Clark. But I didn't realize you was at, no, I don't remember at Clark. I do remember you coaching at Dillard, though. I do remember that.
Man, when I was at Clark, when I first got there, Morehouse had beat them 10 times in a row, man.
You had to change the coach.
Man, I beat him the first 2 times. Me and Laterro stuck it to him, man. He was my assistant coach, Laterro Green.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Two goats on the staff, man. Man, he's still in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna share with you what happened at Clark, Atlanta, man. What took my job from me. Me bringing Laterro in. One thing you got to do when you go into, you guys already know this, but when you go into a new area that you unfamiliar with, the one thing you got to do is hire a coach that's familiar with that area, that can recruit that area. So Laterro had been living in Georgia probably about 10 years after he got done playing. And I knew he had relationships with high school coaches, and he could help me, and plus he's an SEC guy, played in the league, unbelievable accolades, so I was like, man, that's a no-brainer. I got to bring my homeboy in here. He was trying to get in the game, so he came in, worked with me the first year. I get coach of the year, we win the league, and my second year, going into the second year, that's when all this stuff started. Like Laterro was checking the dorms at night, and he didn't mean no harm, man, with this stuff right here, what I'm about to tell y'all. He didn't know he was gonna get me knocked out of a job. He was just trying to help the kids. He checked the dorms, and the kids, everybody we had on our team was single parent kids, man, and they, coach, we hungry, man, we ain't got no food, man, and he'd give them a couple $100 for pizza, but I had no idea coach was doing this, because he lived closer to the dorms than I did. I was way out there in Camp Creek, and he was close to campus, so coach, I go check the dorms, no problem, and he was just helping the kids, man, trying to get them pizzas and stuff to eat. Guys from New York, California, ain't got no family to send nothing to him, man, and he was just looking out, being a big brother, but the NCAA rules don't allow that. So one of my players didn't like Coach Green, man, and they called the NCAA and told him everything that Laterro had done in terms of giving the guys money to eat. He flew a couple guys home for Christmas that couldn't afford to go home. And I mean, if he didn't fly them home, where did they stay? Campus closed for Christmas. So I didn't know nothing about that, because assistant coaches have their own relationship with the players. So that went down. The NCAA called me one day and said, "Coach, we need to interview you for about 30 minutes." And I said, "Okay, cool."
Did you have to fly to Indianapolis, or they came?
They came to Clark.
Yeah.
So they came there and interviewed me, man, in my office. And what's your relationship with Laterra Green? And I said, man, we childhood friends. We grew up together in South Mississippi, competed against each other from elementary all the way up to college, man. You know, he had a better pro career than I did, and when I got the job here at Clark Atlanta, I knew he had lived here and he knew the area, so I had to hire him to help me out.
Yeah.
Help me learn Georgia.
Right.
And that's what the guy said. He was like, well, you know Laterra was giving the guys money to eat and stuff at night? I said, no, sir, this is all news to me. And I said, matter of fact, I always had 2 staff meetings a month. Most coaches have 1 a month, but I have 2 a month just to inform my coaches on new legislation, new stuff they done passed that we gotta abide by. You know, I was on top of that, man, so this is news to me, man. I can't believe Coach did that if he did that. Yeah. And that's when they broke all the stuff to me about what he had done, and the NCAA wrapped it up, and the university called me and told me, Coach, we gotta let Laterra go. So I let Laterra go. As soon as I let Laterra go, he got a job at a prep school. I want to say Mike Fratello for the used to be Hawks coach. Yeah, the team he hooked Laterra up with, man. So he started doing that right there. Yeah. But a week later, they called me in and said, Coach, we got to force you to resign, man. Everything happened under your leadership. You was the one that brought Coach in here. And, man, I was crying, y'all, like a baby, because it was like 3 weeks before the season started. And I knew if I won that year, Coach Cal was going to get me the Eastern Kentucky job. So I'd have been D1, making $500,000. I mean, all the good stuff that come with the job, man. And I wasn't able to do that, man, and I couldn't find another one. It was heartbreaking, man. And
absolutely.
So basically, I left there and came back to Kentucky. Coach Cal told me to come back to Kentucky. And when I got back to Kentucky, man, he got a high school job for me. And I coached high school for 2 years, but it just wasn't and it's no money like it is in Mississippi. Like when I was at Mossborn High, you know, Gulfport, all the schools around here, the coaches make a decent money. 70, 80,000, 90. Owen Miller make 92,000 over there. He don't teach anything. 92 grand. But make a long story short, they was paying a stipend of like $15,000, man. I couldn't live on that, man. So basically what I did, I started other jobs, man, regular jobs, man. Working security at the airport at TSA. I did that for 3 years, and I continued to do my basketball camps in Mississippi, man. And that's why I'm here now, to do my boys and girls basketball camp. This is a 14th year, man, and always...
Plug that in so we can get that out to the community, man.
I always found my way back home. This is the 14th year, man. It's for my basketball camp is in Ocean Springs. It's at 711 Magnolia Street. It's at Tacony Recreation Center. And I've been having it there for the last 8 years, and I average anywhere. Before COVID, I was getting from 120 to 150 kids. I have a pastor that speaks on spirituality. I have an educational person. I have a former NBA player. Last year, Jason Caffey came, 2-time world champion with the Chicago Bulls, played with Michael Jordan. He was my speaker. And I basically run the camp with former former guys that played college ball from the coast area right here, and high school coaches. And it's a 3-day clinic. It's July 22nd through the 24th, and it goes from 8 to 4 o'clock each day. And I provide the beverages for the kids, camp t-shirts. We have an award ceremony at the end where I give out plaques and restaurant meals, free meals for the kids to eat at restaurants. It's a lot of underprivileged kids go to my camp too, you know, so I always try to hustle food from the community and give them stuff in their little backpacks. I give them backpacks as well to go back to school.
That's awesome, man.
And it's hard to get sponsorship around here, period, man, so everything been basically coming out of my own pocket with the monies that I get from people registering. So I don't never leave here with any, you know, money that I've made.
For that, though. God gonna definitely bless you for that, man.
So, and it's been hard coming from living in Cincinnati now the last 4 years and traveling, and you down here for 2 weeks like I am now, you're in a hotel every night, and you already know the hotel, how they hitting you around here.
Yeah, hit across the head.
Yeah, man, so it's just been tough. But, man, I love the kids around here in South Mississippi. WLOX and Fox Sports both come to the camp and shoot footage, put us on the news. You know, it's kind of cool, the stuff that they do for me, and just like coming back doing it, man, helping all I can.
Absolutely, man. Bingo Media might have to come up in there, man. That's my boy.
Yeah.
His media company. So, Boz and Mingo, of course, that's what we do, and then we SMACM World. So we definitely have to come support one of those days, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you for telling us that, man. But look, man, Dale, man, I ain't gonna hold you any longer, man. You gave us a lot of knowledge. You gave us your journey, which I love, man. I love people's journey. And I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Really appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. So, man, we gonna sign off, man. It's Coach Boz, man. Shabazz McClellan and the great Dale Brown, man. Peace.
Yeah, Chico, something said a bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Toothpick in your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, y'all. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?